These are actual rank 1 tactics that I'm about to show you. By actual, I mean the tactics I used myself this weekend league. I used 3 formations, 4-4-1-1 being the main formation, 4-4-2 being the secondary formation, and the 4-3-2-1 being the third formation, alright? So these are the 3 formations that I used. I used the 4-4-1-1 because I told you guys to use it, the ones who are struggling with the 4-4-2, right? That is why I said, if I asked you to use it, I'll use it myself as well. These are the instructions I used. My striker was balanced, my cam was balanced. My RCM cover center, LCM stay back cover center. LM stay on the edge, that is it, alright? No get into the box, no comeback on defense. The right mid is come back on defense, get into the box for the cross, that is it. Yes, these are a little bit different than what I showed you the other day for the 4-4-1-1. The right back is stay back, the left back is balanced overlap. I showed you 3 variations for the 4-4-1-1 formation, and if you are interested in all 3 of them, you should check the video in the description box below. For the tactics, I personally used balanced defensive style. 45 width, I experimented with it. I came to 45 and I stopped there. It is the good width for this formation. 71 depth, alright? Like I said, I am not going to say it again, but if you are someone who's not good with the right stick, I recommend lower depth. Build up play is going to be balanced. Chance creation is going to be direct passing. Our width in this formation is going to be 35 as well. 5 players in the box. Why 35 width? Because again, it makes the team compact, right? It gives us the options to recycle. Recycling is really good in this formation because of the center forward who sits in between the striker and the midfielders. He is perfect for the recycling. The amount of times Mbappe and Werner link up with each other, it's insane. This is why this formation is really good for, like I said, the recycles and the triangles, because we have 3 CMs in between. We can play a triangle between 3 of them, which is really good. It is important to understand how a formation works in game. Otherwise, you'll be like a headless chicken who plays the formation for 5 games, jumps to the next one, and to the next one, and to the next. Then we have my favorite formation, the 4-4-2. I'm not saying that 4-4-1-1 is better than 4-4-2. However, there are many players who have been telling me that Kingston, we struggle with the 4-4-2 formation. We struggle with the 4-2-3-1 formation. We needed another formation. For that very reason, I showed you the 4-4-1-1. I used 4-4-1-1. This is the main problem. When do I switch to 4-4-2? I was switching to the 4-4-2 formation when the 4-4-1-1 wasn't working. What do I mean by wasn't working? It is important to know when to change formations, because if you learn this tactical skill, it will take you to the next level. It can add 2 extra wins just like that if you learn this, okay? So, see, there are 2 things. When you see that the opponent is overwhelming you and you are not finding any passes, you are not creating any space whatsoever, it is most likely that it is down to 2 things. Either that he is way above your skill, in most cases, which isn't the case. Then the second is that his formation is countering your formation. I felt against players who were using 4-4-2 and keeping a lot of possession, 4-4-1-1 was struggling. But at the same time, people who weren't very good in the 4-4-2, the 4-4-1-1 was countering them as well. It also depends on how the opponent is playing in the certain formation. So when the players were coming up using the 4-4-2, I knew I could match them up in my 4-4-2 and beat them because I know the 4-4-2 really well. And depending on the game, I went to the 4-4-2. Again, against the 4-2-3-1, I went to the 4-4-2. Whenever I faced an opponent with the 4-2-3-1 formation, I went to the 4-4-2. When I saw an opponent using a 3-back, I definitely went to the 4-4-2 in case the 4-4-1-1 wasn't working. The instructions balanced on strikers, stay back, cover center on the CMs, RM come back, get into the box for the cross. RM needs to be a tall guy. Our LM is going to be come back, stay on the edge. LB is going to be balanced overlap. I used to use stay back on the LB in the 4-4-2, but I felt like you need that full back man. You need that extra player who you can switch into against especially good players. So which is why I put the left back balanced in the 4-4-2. And I feel like most of you guys would also benefit from it if you put your left back balanced. The right back, it's stay back while attacking. The instructions are as follows: 48 width, 71 depth. Again, if you struggle with 71 and you see there is too much space, you're exposed defensively, then you can lower the depth, all right? Build a play is going to be balanced. Chance creation is going to be direct passing. 33 width, 6 players in the box. I have changed a little bit with the 4-4-2, right? I used to use lower number of players in the box, but now I'm using more. I still use 4-3-2-1. there were some games where I had to use the 4-3-2-1, right? So there was one game where I was actually struggling and the opponent was winning by 2 goals. And he was also using a 4-3-2-1. Now, against such opponent, I needed to be really direct. And the best formation to be direct is the 4-3-2-1. And I have somewhat of a skill to play this formation. I don't lose the ball in the build up. I know how to build it up in this formation. So I went to the 4-3-2-1, look for the quick counters, and I scored these goals against the opponent. Because he was also using a 4-3-2-1, but I knew I could beat him in attack. I was being direct. I went up against him, took my chances, and scored. Whenever you see that the opponent is leaving too much space, you need counter attacks, you need those deep switches, and you need those knockdowns, not those direct crosses towards the goal, the knockdown headers. Then you can go to the 4-3-2-1, but you need the skill of knowing when to change, knowing when to play which formation, right? Stay central. LF is going to be come back on defense. LCM stay back cover center. CM is going to be stay back cover center. RCM, who's going to be an attacker because he'll be joining the attack, is going to be balanced cover wing. RF is going to be balanced. RB is going to be stay back overlap. The LB is going to be balanced overlap. The tactics are almost the same: 48 width, 71 depth. Build up play is going to be balanced. Chance creation is going to be direct passing. The width in this formation is going to be again 32. The current meta lower width in attack is killer, great for recycles, great to create that overload in the midfield, especially when you go in the wings, cut the ball back. It's really good. Players in the box, because I feel the cutbacks in this formation are very viable. You have too many players in the box, you can go for the cutbacks in this formation. The 4-3-2-1 is really good for that. But if you have to switch it up, you have to change your attacking style. You can put it to, let's say, 3 or 4 if you want more recycles, if you want more players outside of the box, and if you want to avoid counter attacks, you can put it to 4 as well. Now, this is my constant pressure formation, the 4-4-2, constant pressure, 100 width. So people don't spam the switches. People don't spam switching the ball from right to left, left to right. Okay, the depth is going to be 85. Build up play, fast build up, forward runs, 55 and 9. Instructions are going to be get in behind, aggressive interceptions on everyone, stay forward, get forward, aggressive on the CMs. LM, stay forward, get into the box, aggressive. Same for the RM, RB, join attack, overlap, step up. So they are always on the last man and trying to get the ball back. Same for the LB. Some people ask me, why don't you use the 4-2-4 over the 4-4-2? It's just because I feel the 4-4-2 is better for high pressing. The LM, RM are better for the press compared to the LW and RW. Just to quickly address this, guy, like I always say, tactics alone won't make you the better player. So many people are switching up tactics like headless chicken, and in doing this, they are becoming worse players. So you should really not be changing your tactics. If there is a tactic that you have been doing good with, and you lost a couple of games or had a bad week in league, don't change up your tactics. Instead, look what you're doing wrong in the game. The reason to show you this gameplay is just to let you know that you need to have a set muscle memory. You need to have a program in your mind which will allow you to score goals no matter which meta formation you are playing. Yes, there are some formations which play better than the other formations. You should know that. You should master it. You should master those formations, because without mastering formations, you'll only go so far. If you struggle in the 4-4-2, keep playing the 4-4-2. Master the manual run. Master taking the touch towards the empty space. So here I switched to the 4-3-2-1. I knew I have the counter attack. So you can see we have Crouch going forward, roll for going. We are triggering manual runs. We have space in front of us. We go with the step over. The formation just gave us the space. What to do with the space is down to our own mechanical and mental skill. I want you to check this video out here to master the 4-4-2 formation.